Theme 41. The Energy Crisis 1. 1. Biofuel. Biofuel. Example.
The deforestation, especially for oil palm, to provide biofuel for the Western countries is what's causing these problems.
The length of the road doesn't matter because the longer the road, the more biofuel plantation we've got.
2. Carbon. Carbon. Example.
Green carbon, which is the deforestation and agricultural emissions, and blue carbon together comprise 25% of our emissions.
In this system, phlogisticated air or fixed air was what we would now call carbon dioxide.
3. Electricity. Electricity. Example.
My first trip in India, I was in a person's home where they had dirt floors, no running water, no electricity, and that's really what I see all over the world.
We move to cities toward the bright lights, and one of the things that is there that we want, besides jobs, is electricity.
4. Fossil fuel. Fossil fuel. Example.
Carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere have been rising since the 19th century, when fossil fuel use increased.
So in a sense, this is an absolute zero carbon, zero fossil fuel electric mile at 2 cents a mile by 2020.
5. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. Example.
As you can probably tell from its name, carbohydrates contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen.
The researchers had to suit up just to enter it. It's filled with this toxic gas, hydrogen sulfide.
6. Tetrol. Tetrol. Example.
Power was rarely available. We'd have to run our equipment from petrol power generators.
And you have refining and delivery of that crude oil is what we call petrol or gasoline.
7. Turbine. Turbine. Example.
When the turbine drops in, it will produce 8,000 watts of electricity day and night.
The liquid metal gets hot, so you can pump that in the heat exchanger, make some steam, spin a turbine.
8. Vehicle. Vehicle. Example.
But this vehicle is a prototype vehicle and it's not going to be on the road until it's proven safe as or safer than today's vehicle.
Take the autonomous vehicle. I don't think the autonomous vehicle is exciting because it's a driverless car.
9. Nuclear. Nuclear. Example.
And so with all these crises, we have, ethnic and minority tensions, we have chemical and nuclear spills, nuclear proliferation.
However, it's neither the safest, most efficient, nor technically elegant nuclear reactor.
10. Solar. Solar. Example.
Jupiter is actually the fastest rotating planet in our solar system.
I want to find people, or whatever they call themselves, in another solar system.
11. Unleaded. Unleaded. Example.
And the unleaded automotive fuel that we use is both cheaper and better for the environment than traditional avgas.
So you want to build your portfolio safely and realize, crude, heating oil, and unleaded is pretty much the same trade. Oops, not all the time.
12. Drastic. Drastic. Example.
Though the drastic measure was only marginally successful, it wasn't long before other port cities followed suit.
And we stopped 2/3 of that water from moving south, and it had drastic consequences.
13. Efficient. Efficient. Example.
Machines are more efficient. Humans are complicated and difficult to manage. Well, I want our organizations to remain human.
it may sound very impressive that we're seeing lots of patients, very efficient process, but we looked at how are we solving the problem.
14. Rechargeable. Rechargeable. Example.
Some everyday rechargeable batteries will die after only hundreds of discharge-recharge cycles, while newer advanced batteries can survive and function for thousands.
It can be put down on any substrate whatsoever. It's extremely inexpensive and rechargeable every 5 years.
15. Absorb. Absorb. Example.
Because that would really upgrade the valuable, meaningful data sets that we were able to absorb from those information flows.
There's so much we can absorb. Atheism shouldn't cut itself off from the rich sources of religion.
16. Conserve. Conserve. Example.
In an ideal world, we'd want to be able to conserve and protect every species, preserve the planet as it is. But obviously, there are limited resources.
But no matter what we're trying to conserve, we're going to create tension.
17. Consume. Consume. Example.
And it is this Western desire to consume that is the primary driver of international organized crime.
It wants to consume, whereas the future self wants the present self to save.
18. Convert. Convert. Example.
Large-scale facilities convert bulk organic waste and even manure into rich black castings called black gold. Worms convert organic waste and other compostable products into natural fertilizers.
19. Deplete. Deplete. Example.
More extreme detoxes like colon cleanses can deplete electrolytes to dangerously low levels.
You can deplete your soil really fast if you don't do it sustainably.
20. Discharge. Discharge. Example.
The exact definition of a corollary discharge is a copy of a motor command that is sent by the brain.
Similarly, this electric battery would discharge all at the same time, causing large sparks